Today I am going to be showing you guys my 5 best and most successful duo queue strategies that I use in champion lobbies. This first strat is going to be taking us over to Consulate, and you are going to need a Ying and a Buck. So I'm sure everybody has seen the strat where you are going to plant on this window. Now that is what we are going to make the defenders think we are going to do. So as Ying, you're going to get this window open, you're going to chuck both of your smokes, and then 2 Yings. Now this is all to bait for your Buck, which we are going to get into next. So as Buck, you are going to be the fragger. You're going to come to the southern side window, and as soon as you hear the first smoke pop, which is what they're going to be thrown first, you're going to simply just rappel in, shoot this open, come in here, and all the enemies are going to be caught looking at the window, and that will give you free picks.
4 eliminated.
This next strategy is for basement on Clubhouse, and for this strategy you're going to need Fuse, and Ying it works very good, but you can honestly switch up their role pretty easily. If nobody is opening up the hatches for you, this is where I would trade out your Ying for Striker, unless they do not have something like a Cade that is denying the hatch, then you can just run Hard Breach on Ying. So when the hatch is open, the first thing you're going to do with Fuse is bring a Fuse charge straight up to here, because this is going to fuse off this whole side of Arsenal, and while that one is going off, bring another one right here to fuse off the side of Arsenal that we just didn't get. This is going to completely clear your Arsenal. Now if you want to have a drone pre-placed down here to make sure, that will add to this immensely. Now once we clear out Arsenal, this is where your Ying is going to go for the plant. So what I'm going to do is I will smoke off right out here and right here. This is when Ying will drop down the hatch and plant over here in this corner. Now in this demonstration, the bomb site actually did not go down here, but while your Ying is planting, you are going to place another fuse charge right here. This will block off mainly the rotate, while you are going to be watching towards AKs and dummies. And once the plant is off, get your final fuse charge right above the plant, and you literally will not be able to lose this round. Now your Ying, before they drop, they're going to chuck down their Yings to try and flash out dummies and AKs. This hopefully will not blind you if they can line them up properly, and then you'll be able to also cover the rotate while the Yings are going off, and when they're done, you can cover right about where I'm standing right now. And as you can see, they will be completely covered while they're planting in this corner, and will have to swing pretty deep into Arsenal, and you'll be picking them off from hatch before they can even do that. And again, as Fuse, you're going to have that backup cluster charge for if they go for the defuse. This next strategy is for upstairs Oregon, and you are going to need a Ram and any other operator that you can handle suppressor on. So as Ram, you're going to find yourself over here on Big Window. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to try and cause noise, and you're wanting your enemies to swing out into Dorm Hallway. Now as the other operator, this is where your suppressor comes into play. If they do not break the glass, you can actually shoot out a panel without breaking the glass, so they can't hear you right here, and you're just going to smoke the person swinging the Ram. This next strategy takes us over to Cafe, and this is very similar to just your regular skylight plant. So for this, we are going to need a Ying and a Ram. So your job as Ying is very simple. You're going to simply come to the roof, and you're going to smoke out right here and right here. And then you're simply going to throw a Ying into the left, one down into freezer, one into right, and then your next one just throw wherever the main amount of enemies is. And while this is all happening, of course, be covering your double doorway and freezer doors. As Ram, your job is also pretty simple. Come up to New Balk hatch, and if you have nothing to pop it on your team, don't hesitate to put the Ram on. Make sure that the Ram does not go underneath, as you do not want to break the floor quite yet. Your second Ram, you're simply just going to throw as far left as possible and aim it to the right. The reason we're aiming it far left is so it doesn't hit us while we're planting and knock us off of the plant. Now throw your first smoke here and your second smoke here, and hopefully your Yings and smokes will also be covering enough distraction in sight that you can come in and plant for completely free. Now after you get the plant down, throw another Ram on top of it, come to your left and drop down. This makes it completely impossible for the enemies to win, as now you can play vert, and most likely they don't even know you're down here. For our last and my personal favorite strategy, this one works 99% of the time for me. This is taking us over to border, and for this strategy, you're going to need Hibana, and in my opinion, a Aurora, but any anti-area gadget works. So when your enemies go Teller's bathroom, your Hibana player is simply going to get their way clear to Catwalk. Now Aurora will also be coming up here, but we'll get into that next. Now the biggest downside to this strat is if there is an enemy castle, so we're going to go over that. If there is an enemy castle, that usually means they have a head hole in here watching into Tellers. So what we're going to do is if you do not have anybody to clear these, then you're just going to waste 2 Hibana pellets on each. Now the next big part is we are going to waste 6 pellets right here, and preferably 2. Now you can make this walkable. This is mainly if they have a castle. Now your final 4 pellets you are going to place right about here, and you're just going to simply hit them. Now your job as Hibana is to cover your Aurora when they're going for the plant. So a lot of the time you will see an enemy castle or enemy player just in general hiding on the castle because they are playing off of these head holes right here to watch for the Teller's jump in. Now your job on Aurora is you're going to come up the Catwalk and block off this door for your Hibana, and then also this door for your Hibana. This is so that while she is laying down right here covering you, she doesn't get flanked, and if they do, she'll have an audio cue, or if they impact it, let's just say a bigger audio cue. These are mainly just for visual cover. Now next, work your way down here, and if you have enemies that are giving you trouble over here, simply put up a Aurora or just pop this fire extinguisher. Now when you get to about here, you're going to chuck in a smoke right about there. The reason you don't chuck off smoke closer is because then your Hibana cannot cover you. Now luckily you are pretty covered from these head holes, but your second smoke could go on those, and then you come into this corner and you plant. Once the plant is over, get your booty out of there because you're going to have 5 men trying to get all on you. You're going to work your way back upstairs, and with VMR you are going to open up a hole to look down into sight. And of course, you're going to be able to see them for free if your Hibana doesn't. And of course, if you are not in a 2-stack, any additional operators can add to these strats immensely. So if you have an addition you want to make, definitely make it. But in my opinion, the best addition that you can make to all of these strats is a Nomad. Nomad will be able to cover your flank the whole game. Now obviously that's not very fun as a player, but if you're after the rank up, this will give you free kills, and it will help out your team to never get flanked. And I promise you, Nomad will probably get some of the most kills because she is just playing passive and watching for the flank. So if you have a 3rd or a 4th or a 5-stack, definitely bring Nomad as one of the characters, but you can genuinely bring almost anything to these strats. All of these would also benefit from a Lion or a Dokkaebi. Even a Grim would be incredibly useful for all of these strats. So don't be afraid to bring some additional operators and make tweaks as you see please. Anyways, I hope this helped you guys out. I promise you these strats are peak. If you want to see any more strats, make sure to comment down below. Peace out, be safe, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.